I recently went on a whack-ass cruise. Let's discuss it. Now let's slide that the bathroom was dusty, which was cleaned right away by Kumar. Thank you, sir. And I didn't really trip that the room smelled like mothballs and looked like a fucking wooded up PT Cruiser. What I can't let slide is this is not a king-size mattress. This is 2 twin-size beds pushed together. Do you know how fucking uncomfortable this shit was? I tried to put my arm around my lady, I fell on her. And if you wake up in the crack, you gon' hurt your fucking back. Only good thing was when me and my lady wrestled, I dug my feet in there for traction and I tore that motherfucker up. The toilet paper was like trying to wipe my ass with a receipt. Apparently double layer don't mean 2-ply, and I tried to wet it, but it was too late. I already had a paper cut right near the hole. The first cruise I ever went on was last year, New Year's Eve, Royal Caribbean, and it was like a city was inside the fucking boat. Here, it was like walking through the mall that don't nobody go to. See, Royal Caribbean was my lady's tax bracket. This Carnival shit was more my tax bracket. See, I reached the mountaintop, and once you reach the mountaintop, you don't want to go play on the fucking hill. Royal had fine dining. Mostly what you get here is this buffet bullshit, and the side restaurants wasn't nothing special. And somebody told me I'm just old, Carnival for the young people. Bitch, where? There was so many senior citizens here, it was like a fucking AARP convention. And there was a bunch of elementary and middle school kids here. Why the fuck they ain't in school? Fucking up my mediocre time. First stop was Catalina Island, and I rocked my Hey Dudes there, which I got free from Hey Dude, and I put the sticker on my luggage to make sure I didn't lose them shits. They could have kept this fucking island, cause it's just an extension of California. Ain't shit wrong with California. We flew into Long Beach. I didn't get on a fucking boat to go from California to California. And this shit was so boring, we still tried to make the best of the island. We stopped in Mi Casita for food and drinks. First I had the classic Cadillac margarita, and that's that motherfucker that will get you there. The second one I got, which I wish I wouldn't have because it was frozen, was the Chimango Rita. After several brain freezes, it wasn't too bad. It's something more for the ladies though. Then they served us one of the worst quesadillas I ever had in my life. We split one of the pieces so it could soak up the alcohol we was drinking, but that shit was done. Dude asked us we want a box. I said yeah, so I can bury that bullshit in the yard. I went on a whack-ass cruise, part 2. Let's continue. Now, they had a cool little deck where you can watch movies and they had a party and shit, but there was so many bees out there and so many little truant-ass little monsters running around screaming and shit. Once again, why the fuck they ain't in school? Now, the little karaoke bar they had in there was kind of cool, and motherfuckers was getting loose. A little too loose, especially Andre Coleman here. I will never forget this dude for the rest of my life. On Royal Caribbean, I lost count of how many BBLs I saw. On Carnival, not one fucking BBL. Now, I ain't saying BBLs are a good thing. I'm just trying to show y'all an example of how there was a major difference in tax brackets. Carnival was like the ghetto and the trailer parks had a mixer. They had stand-up comedy shows on there. Clean shows during the day and dirty shows at night. Now, the opener Jason Love was cool, but the closer Kyle Grooms was hilarious, to the point if he did a show in Detroit, I'd check it out. Our second stop on the cruise, Ensenada, Mexico. Our tour guide Juanita dropped us off at a tequila and margarita tasting. That's why our tequila expert Carlos told us all about the making of tequila, and I couldn't have gave a fuck less. I'm like, man, if you don't get to the drinks, I don't give a fuck how the chicken plucked. Had 5 different shots of tequilas, 5 different margaritas, left out that bitch staggering. And I ran into this guy, Deported Photography, the only guy to recognize me on this whole bum-ass cruise. And I bought a bottle of one of the tequilas. They had me at no hangover. I gave about a 9 out of 10. Now, after all the drinking, I can't remember the restaurant we went to. We had fish tacos. They was good, but being in Mexico, I expected great. I give them about an 8.8. Hell, I only took this trip for the food. That margarita was right, though. I give that bitch a 10. Then they took us to this little jewelry store called CH Design, where Delfino here gave us some more tequila. And more tequila. And Manuel here took a few pictures for us. Pretty cool, motherfucker. Overall, Carnival, your boat sucks ass. I get this triple 4. Song of the Week, Bitter, by OG. Streaming everywhere. Shit got crazy before we even left Detroit Airport. She lost her phone, started cussing and crying and shit. This fool bag was too big. He started jumping on it and stomping on it and shit and acting all erratic. Almost got security called on this dumb ass. The baby wanted to know who the fuck took her shoe. While we was waiting on our flight inside LAX airport, we stopped at a restaurant called the Filling Station. Ordered the pub burger and fries. Better than anything I had on that boat. The burger I give about a 9.2. The fries I give a 9.5. While we was in Mexico, somebody must have thought I was really somebody. They put an air tag on my phone. I ain't have it removed. I want you to find me so I can bust your shit.